A shocked and devastated Diddy spotted at the home where his ex suddenly and mysteriously...
When she put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down, and it looked like some gay act that was going on, he got on the phone.
The world has watched the mugshots, the court drawings, and the endless viral footage of Diddy being led away in cuffs. But what if the real shockwave isn't tied to the cases unfolding in court today? What if it's connected to a loss the public was quietly encouraged to move past? Behind the scenes, something far more unsettling is reportedly taking shape. A powerful alliance is forming, one that could force people to re-examine the circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's death. At the center of it are two figures with the most to lose and the most to reveal: her son, Quincy Brown, and the one voice Diddy was never able to silence, 50 Cent. This isn't rumor chasing or another rushed expose. Sources suggest it's a long-planned, strategic move, waiting for the exact moment when Diddy's influence weakened. That moment may have arrived. He's incarcerated, his business empire fractured, former allies distancing themselves, and now those who once remained quiet are stepping forward. For years, questions were dismissed, conversations shut down, and curiosity discouraged. But now the silence is cracking. The collaboration reportedly aims to revisit the official narrative and raise the question many were afraid to ask aloud. Was Kim Porter's death in 2018 truly as simple as it was presented? Or is there more the public was never meant to know? Let's be precise about what's unfolding here. Quincy Brown, the son Diddy helped raise but never truly commanded, has spent years moving with calculated restraint. He showed up to the courtroom, yet never spoke in defense of his stepfather. He appeared publicly composed, but conspicuously avoided addressing the speculation surrounding his mother's final days. To outsiders,
he broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story. Cassie's book is Kim's book.
That silence looked like compliance. According to those close to him, it was anything but. It was deliberate. While Diddy's biological sons, Christian and Justin, were pulled into the chaos, named in legal filings, caught on camera during the now notorious raids, their faces splashed across headlines. Quincy remained untouched. No lawsuits, no public confrontations, no viral scandals. Just a steady, observant presence, waiting, not hiding, timing, now. With Diddy incarcerated and his grip on power weakened, the restraint is gone. Multiple insiders claim Quincy has quietly aligned himself with 50 Cent, the same industry disruptor whose Netflix project Sean Combs. The reckoning rattled the entertainment world earlier this year. But here's what...
To get out in front of this and, try to persuade Netflix not to come forward with it. I think it's an interesting argument because what they're claiming is, Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, has had a long-standing, animosity against Diddy and sort of vice versa. And because he's at the helm, they're arguing this can't be taken seriously. This should sort of be seen as propaganda. And one of the things that Netflix hit back with was, yes, he's the executive producer. He doesn't necessarily have creative control. And that's something we...
didn't go unnoticed. Despite its impact, that documentary largely sidestepped one critical subject: Kim Porter. The absence was impossible to ignore. Viewers questioned it. Commentators speculated. The silence felt intentional. According to emerging reports, it was Quincy, they say, chose not to speak then. Not because he couldn't, but because the moment wasn't right. The groundwork had to be laid.
Know about 4 of them that knows everybody dirty secrets.
The power dynamics had to shift. And now, with Diddy behind bars and his inner circle fractured, that moment has arrived. What's at stake here reaches far beyond personal grief or family conflict. At the center is a death officially labeled natural, yet one that never fully made sense to the people closest to Kim Porter. According to public records, Kim passed away on November 15th, 2018. The cause was listed as lobar pneumonia, following what authorities described as a swift decline that began with flu-like symptoms just over a week earlier. She had no known chronic illnesses. No...
You take somebody's phone Why would you take somebody's tablet or her computer? It was some foul play.
Documented substance abuse. No long medical history that would suggest such a rapid collapse. She was found unresponsive in her Toluca Lake home by a family member lying in bed. By 2019, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner closed the file, calling a heartbreaking but non-suspicious loss. Yet for those who knew her best, the details never aligned. In the days leading up to her death, Kim's condition raised questions that were never publicly addressed. Medical tests reportedly came back negative for both influenza and strep throat. She was prescribed a routine mix of antibiotics, supplements, and pain medication. Nothing extreme, nothing unusual. And according to family accounts, by November...
Did Phil explain why he's speaking out now?
He said he's speaking out because he believes Diddy's a predator. He wants accountability, and he doesn't want someone like this to run unchecked in the future.
14th, she appeared to be recovering. Her fever had subsided. Her energy was improving. That's where the story becomes harder to reconcile. That same evening, Kim reportedly received a massage at home, a detail that has puzzled observers ever since. If she was suffering from a serious pulmonary infection, why was a massage scheduled at all? Who arranged it? And why has the identity of the person who entered her home that night never been publicly clarified? Then there's the speed of the decline. November 7th, a sore throat. November 12th, a fever. November 15th, death. For a woman without underlying health conditions, that trajectory isn't just alarming. It's medically uncommon, rare enough to warrant scrutiny. Yet no further investigation followed. The paperwork was finalized. The questions lingered. And the case was quietly put to rest, at least on record. Then comes Al B. Sure, Kim Porter's former partner and Quincy's biological father, the first prominent figure willing to publicly dispute the official explanation. In July 2020, he released an emotional video recorded on the morning he learned of Kim's death. The caption that...
So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his, I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from. That people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? He never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about that.
Follow was blunt and unmistakable. He stated that he did not believe she simply passed away from pneumonia, dismissing the explanation outright. The post didn't stay up for long. It was later removed after Quincy reportedly contacted him, describing the video as emotionally distressing. But the deletion didn't mark a retreat. Instead, Al continued speaking more carefully but no less pointed. In subsequent interviews, he suggested that Kim had shared concerns about her personal safety, that she sent him unsettling messages in the weeks before her death, and that she felt as though she was trying to escape a threat she couldn't clearly define. In November 2021, Al reignited the conversation with a single image, a decades-old photo of himself, Kim, and Quincy. The caption sent social media into overdrive. "You would never believe what she endured," he wrote, adding a quote he attributed to Kim. "Life reflecting art, art reflecting life." Now everything makes sense. The meaning wasn't spelled out, but the implication lingered. Kim, he suggested, had begun noticing connections that only became clear in retrospect. Then came another unsettling chapter. Not long after that post, Al collapsed in his recording studio.
I'm sorry, I'm just I'm in this moment right now. This is crazy. Sorry. People don't really know how much what it does to you when something that you love is taken from you and thrown away like it don't even matter, and then they move on with their lives and you're stuck. You're stuck. During those years, you're still stuck. 21.
Doctors described his condition as a sudden, unexplained multi-organ failure. He fell into a coma that lasted nearly 2 months. He survived, but the timing raised eyebrows. He had been increasingly vocal about Kim's death, and suddenly, his own life was in jeopardy. When he eventually spoke publicly again, he didn't soften his stance. In an interview with Fox 5 New York, When asked directly whether he believed powerful individuals connected to Diddy were responsible for his medical emergency, Al answered without hesitation. He said he believed there had been a contract on
Did he? Or didn't he? Well, if he didn't, he's got a lot to explain. Well, apparently what Diddy's done now, which is a very interesting thing, is he's on the offensive of sorts. That's right, Sean Diddy Combs has initiated a $100 million defamation lawsuit
on his life. Fast forward to now, and those claims are no longer isolated internet speculation. They become part of a growing demand for transparency. And at the center of it all stands Quincy. According to sources familiar with the situation, Quincy has spent years quietly gathering information, contacting former insiders, preserving records, and waiting. Most importantly, he has reportedly secured the involvement of 50 Cent for a project that could force long overdue scrutiny. This matters because 50 Cent isn't just a provocateur with a camera. His Netflix documentary peeled back layers of Diddy's empire, from secretive parties to allegations of intimidation and control. He publicly mocked Diddy for years, yes. But insiders say that behind the scenes, he was compiling information, especially around the one subject the industry consistently avoided, Kim Porter's death. Quincy aligning with him now isn't random. It's intentional. This isn't about recycling internet rumors or chasing shock value. It's about linking pieces that have existed in plain sight, statements, timelines, silences, and finally asking why they were never examined together. And once those dots connect, the story may look very different from the one we were originally told. Now let's examine the connections people keep circling back to. It begins with the official cause of death, lobar pneumonia. Medically speaking, it's a serious diagnosis, but one that is rarely fatal in adults who are otherwise healthy, particularly not within such a compressed time frame. Yet Kim Porter, only 47 years old and with no publicly known chronic conditions, passed away before emergency responders were even able to revive her. For many close to her, that alone raised red flags. Then there's the issue of the memoir. After Kim's death, a manuscript surfaced that her children publicly labeled fabricated. Diddy's legal team also dismissed it, calling it opportunistic fraud, exploiting a family tragedy. But that narrative isn't universally accepted. Several individuals, including producer Chris Todd, have insisted the manuscript was legitimate, stored on a physical hard drive, and that it allegedly detailed deeply personal and potentially damaging experiences from Kim's relationship with Diddy. Adding to the uncertainty, Al B. sure has stated publicly that Kim's electronic devices,